Hello, and welcome to another episode of The House Files, a podcast about building a triplex in Portland, Oregon.
Which mostly exists to talk you out of doing it.
Yeah, we are on the roof today.
Our very unfinished roof, as you can tell by our branded waterproofing layers, not sponsored.
But it's been intermittently nice despite being March, and we just went all in on being like, let's get some cheapish patio furniture so that we can enjoy the roof.
We have a roof, there's sun, it seems like a shame to not take advantage of it.
Yeah.
So this was a decision to be able to sit up here on the roof and enjoy the sun and not have to sit on the concrete.
I have a feeling that we're going to pretend that this is temporary and then it's going to still be here in a year up here.
Well, okay, a year, I hope not. But I will say, I measured this all out before I got it, and it does fit on the other unit's balcony.
Yeah.
So that's the tentative plan. So this moves downstairs.
I have a feeling that other things are going to be more pressing to deal with, and we do not deal with them.
It could be.
Yeah. Because we're supposed to have built-in seating up here.
Yeah, the goal here is that there's like benches around the corner there and a hot tub in that corner and grill over there and a TV on that wall, but we'll see.
This is great, though.
Yeah, no, it's nice.
Really fabulous. Okay, so we're at the point where we're not, our lack of decision making isn't holding things up, I would say, but we're
dangerously close.
Yeah, we're reaching inflection point with a couple things. We've already done another episode on paint colors, I believe.
No, we haven't talked about paint colors yet, but we have chosen the paint colors for the lower two units now, and the lowest unit is about to get painted as we're recording this. Yeah. But we did talk about the drywall issues in past episodes, and that is now done. So the drywall folks came through, added a second layer of drywall to the walls that were missing it.
And luckily it's warmer outside, so it's not going to cost us as much in electricity to cure the drywall.
Yeah. And then they came through and found some places to sand, and that's why there's a bunch of scribbles on the walls around here. But that's all done now, so they're going to start painting. The finish carpentry guys are here now, and they're working on all the trim for the retrim they had to redo since they had to take a bunch out to add the drywall layer. So progress is being made. Our missing cabinet is also getting built as we speak, and should be here in a week or two. So that's all moving forward. Chosen the paint colors for the lower two units.
But our unit
is the problem child, and we keep talking ourselves in circles about the paint colors.
But there's just, the problem with paint colors is there's too many in the world.
There's too many options, and we have a lot of weird spaces, and it's not just like we have 3 rooms to decide. It's like, what about the hallway between this room and the stairwell from this floor to this floor versus the other floor?
It turns out that when you have 3 stories of, actually 4 stories of stairs, that's a lot of walls. And in small areas too, which kind of changes what color options make sense.
Weird shapes.
They're all weird shapes, and we have a triple height entryway, so like whatever we choose for the bottom needs to be carried all the way up top. So between our entryway and our kitchen.
Right, the entryway wall is also the kitchen wall.
Insert a picture here, because I don't think anybody, if they haven't seen it, will understand what we're talking about.
Yeah.
But so we've gone back and forth. We have had enough issues with the paint colors that I think in our bedroom, there's like 5 colors on the wall.
Right, yeah. We've been getting samples, tiny little pints of, less than pints, I think, of samples. And then I've been painting little squares on the walls of them. And there's so many of them around.
I will say that it is infinitely better now that we have walls to paint, because people kept saying that you needed to paint the walls to choose the color, like that it would look different in the space.
Right.
And I kept being like, but we don't have walls to paint.
Right.
So, obviously the actual walls being in changes the light. It's not even just about the surface to paint on.
No, totally. Yeah, if you paint 2 perpendicular walls, the color looks different on both because the way the light hits. So you really do need to see it.
Something that goes through to the next unit.
So we have decided, we're pretty firm on a couple of decisions on the paint.
Yeah.
But there's still a bunch that are missing. So ones we've decided on, the stairway to this roof is going to be dark gray. Going for that sort of moody restaurant rooftop vibes.
Yeah, so we like want it to feel like when you're going to a high-end rooftop, like hotel restaurant, and you get off the elevator, and there's always like a mood. And so that's what we want going up to the roof. And part of that is just like, it's okay if that's a really dark space because no one hangs out in the staircase leading up to the roof, right? It's only a transitional space. So we're going like pretty dramatic on.
I also like the idea of going from you're in the living space in the kitchen, then you go to the super dark space, and you go to the roof where it's like bright and sunny. And the contrast, I like it's like, oh, well, now it's like this whole
We're just trying to give everybody sun blindness when they emerge onto the roof.
So that one we're set on. Kitchen is straightforward because we have our paint color for the cabinet already done. They're already painted. So, and that's the color in the room, so the walls are going to be white.
We haven't picked the actual white yet.
Yeah, well, I'm pretty sure it's going to be the same white we're using for the other units because I like it.
There's like hundreds of whites.
There's so many whites, yeah. But it's going to be just white walls for the kitchen, but then the wet bar area, because that has the dark cabinets, that's going to also get the same dark gray.
And it's not very much wall. It's actually just like the soffit essentially around.
Right, it's like a frame around the cabinets basically because there's cabinets and there's the backsplash tile, so it's really just a little bit of frame.
Everything's going to be dark over there. It's dark with hints of brass.
Yeah. So that's set. Living room, pretty sold on the blue we picked.
Yeah, we picked a blue, which was not at all on the list of things It's kind of like a sky blue. We will insert it here.
Yeah.
It's just very pleasant. It makes me feel happy.
Yeah.
That's actually a room that gets like a fair amount of sun. And because in Portland, it's not normally this weather in the winter. I think it's important to have a room that brings brightness into your life in the dark winters of Portland. And I think that blue will do it. There was a while where I was like angling for one of our rooms to be painted bright yellow just so that you could like go bathe in the sun. But the bright blue, and it's also, you're going to be able to see a lot of colors from that room. You can see the wet bar, you can see
the kitchen, the wood slats and the stairwell.
So we wanted something that kind of would meld with a lot of those. So
pretty sold on that. And that's about where things end.
Well, my office.
Oh, yeah.
We know what color the walls are going to get painted. It's actually really only the ceiling and trim that's going to get painted mostly because one wall is cabinets. So we are going to paint that wall, but it won't be seen. And then the other walls I'm doing wallpaper in.
Right.
And the reason we haven't picked the specific blue is because I need to get the actual wallpaper as opposed to the sample to color match the blue. Because I want the color to match the blue on the very top of the wallpaper because it's like a mural.
Right, so you want the ceiling to match the top of the wallpaper so it just looks like continuation.
Yeah. And I really want to paint the ceiling in that room. I have a vision.
Yep.
I have a vision.
So that one's mostly decided too, I guess. So the bathrooms in our bedroom and I guess actually the roof is decided now that I think about it because this is the exterior paint.
Yeah.
And I hadn't thought about that because the scheme for the exterior is all the horizontal siding is the pink color and all these panels are the dark gray, but the entire roof up here is the panels.
Yeah.
Which means it's all dark gray. I wonder if that works. It's interesting.
I think it'll be fine.
It'll probably be fine.
It'll be fine.
Yeah. So, okay. Starting at the bottom. Entryway. Probably going to do white walls because it is, again, connects to the kitchen wall, which is white.
And you can see almost none of the walls at the entry level.
Yeah, it's all looking
it's all
up.
like way high up.
But the flooring. So, okay, I guess the other thing here is we have so many decisions to make now, and we have talked about several different options for all of them, and neither of us are totally set on any of the decisions.
Which is, I mean, it's great that we're not being stubborn, but I've actually reached the point where I would be, if Aaron was just digging his feet in on something, I probably would be like, sure.
Yeah, which I did for Unit A, basically. I was just like, I have a plan. I think this is going to work.
And I
did a mock-up of it, and...
Once you did the mock-up, I was like, yeah, you're right. It's a great idea. Also, I'm not living in that space, so,
Different stakes. But I don't have that same plan for the rest of the spaces.
Well, we've just been thinking about this for so long that we've gone through years of design cycles in interior design, and then our own...
Right.
A lot of things in this place, in terms of practicality, have been designed around something happened to us, like a weather event or a global pandemic where we were stocked up on food and suddenly didn't have enough of a pantry.
Right.
And so like everything's a reaction in this space to that. And it's a little harder to do that with a lot of the design decisions because we're down to finished details now.
Yeah.
All the practical stuff has been pretty much worked out because that had to be worked out for permitting, and a lot of it's already been built. But now it's just stuff where the rules are fake.
Yep.
Yeah. Like the permitting people are not going to come in and go like, well, you can't have a black and white floor.
Yeah. So we have, entryway flooring, our bathroom. We have the lower bathroom, mostly an idea of it, not totally done.
I have a vision in my head. Whether or not that translates to reality is a little bit of a problem, but...
All of the walls of the stairs going from the entryway up to our kitchen, which is 2 flights of stairs and separate wall surfaces on all. We have our bedroom. We have the karaoke room / workout room / guest bedroom / whatever, which we have like
snug. Snug.
Yeah. We have a idea, but not... We have a vibe, I guess.
We actually are hoping to hire some different cheap internet interior designers to give us ideas for that room because all we know is we want it to be a moody space, but how we accomplish that, we're pretty open to a lot of things. And it is flooded with light. So
it has a ton of light, which we will also have blackout curtains on for when we want it to be dark.
Yeah.
So... There's a lot left. The bathroom is also a combination of tile floors, tile walls, and paint color.
And vanities.
And vanities. So there's, and then there's also the difference between the shower tile and the wall tile and floor tile. So
Maybe.
So there's just a lot of...
Everything is pink Zalige tile.
Yeah.
The whole house.
So we have options, too many options.
Should we run through some of our top things?
I think what we should do is talk to our contractor tomorrow who's going to come visit, stop by. We're going to show him around, talk about the decisions we have made, which we just ran through, and then talk about the decisions we have not made and see if he has any input, either in terms of, oh no, you can't do 4 different wall surface materials here because it's going to cost you 4 times as much, or no, that type of tile is terrible for the floor in the entryway, don't do that. So we'll see what he thinks about that. Maybe that will help narrow our focus a bit, and then we can maybe make it a little bit easier to decide.
I think we should tell the viewers some of the things we're thinking about.
This video is going to be like an hour long.
No. We can sum it up quickly.
Okay.
Entryway tile. The struggle is between, we want a checkerboard marble look, Harlequin technically, because we want it to be at an angle from the doorway. But we didn't want to get actual marble.
Yep.
We want it to be in 12 by 12 inch squares. Or
slightly smaller, but any bigger than that is going to look weird because the entryway is not actually that big.
Not that big.
And definitely not the large format 12 by 24, 24 by 48. That doesn't work.
So the problem with this is, apparently, squares are not cool anymore.
Yeah.
And it's actually, we wanted to find it in a porcelain because porcelain is more durable than marble as far as for a place where there's going to be a lot of wet, like bikes and shoes and everything, and easier to clean and take care of. However, it's like darn near impossible to find porcelain
because
square
apparently
tiles.
nobody's buying it anymore.
Yeah, apparently it's out of fashion now, and therefore it's very hard to produce.
But you can still get it in actual marble.
Yes, and actual marble, when you're looking at particularly what we're looking at, is not actually that expensive per square foot. And because it would only be in flooring and only on the ground floor, installation wouldn't cost a ton more for marble. Actually, it might actually be a little lower than porcelain just because you can use different kinds of tile cutters on it. So marble is normally a financial consideration for a lot of people. They don't want to spend the money.
It seems to be about the same price as anything else we've been looking at this point.
And
so really it comes down to, is it a good idea for maintenance, care? Is it going to look dirty instantly? That kind of thing. So
yeah, we've really struggled to find the right size. So we have been to, at this point, so many tile shops looking. We've ordered so many samples. I think we may have the VIP sample membership at tileclub.com. And we have found one tile just recently that is a terrazzo with colors. It's called Wow Color Drops, I believe.
So it's mostly dark gray, almost black, but then it's got little speckles, like sprinkles of color in it, which is super fun.
It's definitely a lot more modern than the black and white look is. But
so not checkerboard pattern at all. It would be a totally different vibe, but it is porcelain and had a nice texture to it.
Yeah, it looks like it'd be good for floor.
Keep in mind, this is our entryway, which means we're gonna be rolling our bikes in because we're parking our bikes inside in the entryway.
Yeah. So
very wet bikes in the winter with dripping things, gross, and leaving little stains on, well, right now my office floor, which I have to scrub regularly, which is not super fun. So is that going to be worse on a checkerboard floor that's made of marble? Is it going to be blend in on the black floor? I mean, you have to think about it. Is it going to...
And also, is it blending in really a good advantage?
Is that an advantage? True.
So, entryway.
Yeah.
We are debating a bunch of different colors for the stairways. We originally were thinking about doing pink, but on both landings, we think it might be too much pink.
Yeah, it turns out both landings is actually a lot of wall. There's two separate like C shapes kind of for the if you look at how the walls work, and they don't actually connect anywhere, so they could be different colors. And when I put some pink paint on the wall, I was like, actually, this might be a little bit too much pink. So now the thought is maybe the lower one is a different color, and then what color is it? Well, if you're in the entryway and you've got this either black or black and white floor, green cabinets, wood slat walls, black handrail, white walls, and then the landing. So what's that? Possibly
the same as the cabinet.
Same as the cabinet, the green. They don't actually connect, but maybe that's a way to not introduce a new color.
Yeah.
It could be white, but that just seems not as fun.
Years of renting, I'm kind of anti-white walls.
Yeah.
And we've already got a huge white wall in the entryway.
Right.
So.
And then going from that landing up and around to where you're walking up into our kitchen area, that could be a different color. That could be pink. You will see it from the kitchen and the wet bar.
Yep.
And the other thing to keep in mind is that when you're in the kitchen looking down and up, we do know the up part of the stairs are going to be that black, that dark gray. So it needs to somehow make sense with that.
Yep.
Right. And that's kind of why we're thinking pink, because there is a theme going on here now of black and pink, because that's like the outside of the house. And we've got all these black walls in various parts of the house. So maybe that's the splash of color there.
Next thing that we are kind of struggling with, we're really struggling with actually, is our own bathroom.
Yeah.
So our own bathroom is like, we've been through 10 different design concepts. Whatever we said a year ago about what the bathroom is going to look like is incorrect. We've moved on from that. I originally wanted like a full slab look on the wall with like really strong movement. It turns out I don't really like the look of a lot of those 24 by 48 like size tiles. And we even found some that were very affordable at like a tile kind of warehouse place here. But I just didn't love it. And then there's an additional thing of like, once you get to those really large format tiles, it's just more annoying to install, especially on the third story. So we ended up kind of negating that. Now we're on to pink kind of textured subway tile.
Right.
Pink and black textured subway tile.
But maybe only on the upper half?
Maybe.
And then the bottom half might be larger square tiles?
We might go for like the 12 by 24.
Or, 12 by 24. Again, pink and black.
Or we're thinking just maybe black with like white veining too. So yeah, as you can tell, we have many different ideas. We're trying to figure out how many tiles you can mix in a bathroom. And we've spent a lot of time looking at pictures. And the answer is a lot.
Yeah.
If you just do something confidently, you can do a lot of things.
I mean, if watching any of these 80 tours has taught us anything, it's do anything confidently and it's fine.
So
if you can explain why you did something, then you can do it.
Yeah.
If you can't explain why, then maybe it wasn't the right decision.
Well, I also really want to do lime wash on the bathroom walls, but we're trying to figure out how expensive that would be. And I would like Roman clay as well in our bedroom.
This all sounds
expensive
and like the reason that we switched from doing stucco on the outside to these panels also, because it turns out that stucco is expensive.
Yeah.
And the panels are fine.
They're fine.
They're fine.
But our bedroom walls, there's less of them than there are exterior walls.
Yes.
Also, I have watched like a TikTok about it, so I'm pretty sure I know how to install it.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So I can just get in there and do it. And those are like the really big ones. What color our bedroom is has gone through. We actually found a coffee bag that had like the perfect mix of pink and green.
Right.
Like it was very cherry blossom inspired. And we actually took that to color match the green because our cabinets are already pink in that room.
Right. We've already chosen the cabinet color and they are, again, here and painted. So that's not changing.
Yeah, that's not changing.
So our walls have to now somehow relate to the pink cabinets.
And I don't want to do white because that would be one of the options.
Yeah.
You just do white and then like the pink is the feature and then everything's fine. Unless someone will let me do Roman clay white and then I might be convinced.
TBD on, it's really just the pricing. I like the look of it. I just have a feeling it's going to be way too expensive. And I don't know if that's the thing we need to break the budget again on.
I'm going to DIY it and then I'll be fine.
Okay. Other thoughts are, we got this green color that was kind of matched from that coffee bag.
Didn't like it.
Didn't really like it. And then that blue that we found, which was originally, we were like, oh, maybe we could do the bedroom in blue.
It looks great.
It looks good, but actually it makes more sense in the living room. And also then we were like, well, maybe we don't want pink and blue bedroom.
It's a little too baby shower.
Yeah.
So, because we like the colors individually, but we can't, the cabinets are not available to look at them side by side right now. So
we're just going off of the paint chip we have of the pink.
Yeah.
But no, I think that doesn't make any sense. So now my next thought was, okay, what if all the walls except the big wall that the headboard is on so that would be a black or black gray, and the rest would be white. And then that would really, like, the pink would really stand out then, and the pink looks good against that color. So.
And I think one of those walls is Roman clay, and then that adds some texture in there.
And maybe if it's the black wall in Roman clay, that would be
soften
a way to.
Also, I think it would soften some of the darkness of it.
And it's a smaller wall than doing all the walls and the vaulted ceiling.
Yeah.
So it'd be cheaper.
I also wanted to paint clouds in the vaulted ceiling, but I think I've been talked out of that.
So, as you can see, a lot of options.
One kind of last thing, we're ignoring the karaoke room because we're going to do a whole video.
Yeah, that's the whole topic.
I like how karaoke is probably going to be the least common use for it, but it's the thing we call it the most. It's actually like a ballet studio for me. the downstairs bathroom, which is the bathroom closest to my office on the second floor.
Also the guest bathroom.
It's the guest bathroom. It is a full bath. So it's not a
it has a
half
shower.
bath. It has a shower. The shower is also small, similar to our shower. That one, we're going all in on the powder room silliness of like a themed one, and I want to make it all transit themed, and kind of make it like a train bathroom. So what we're hoping to do is do beadboard along the base like we did in our ADU that we currently have.
Except maybe actual beadboard.
Yeah, actual
wallpaper.
beadboard, because we had to do wallpaper for reasons. And then the top half is going to be like map wallpaper, we hope. And I found a historical map, a hand-drawn map from the 1920s that has all of Portland's electric streetcars and operate. And it is hand-drawn by the streetcar company, and it's very beautiful. So I'm hoping that we can do that. However, we still haven't picked the tile or the vanity.
Right.
So, and the tile in the shower, we might go with subway tile because it's train themed. But we haven't really decided on the color yet.
Yep. And then ceiling, and also not decided on that because the ceilings of the other units' bathrooms are actually that dark gray. And I think it's going to work really well. I think it's going to make it stand out from other small, tiny bathrooms because they're not huge. So I'm excited about that. But don't know about our tiny bathroom yet. There is no window in our train bathroom either. So I was thinking about doing getting a TV and building a little cute picture frame.
So it looks like you're on the train.
And then putting it on the wall vertically with just go film train stuff out of the train windows and just have it on infinite loop.
I have a time lapse out the window of the Trans-Siberian Railway that goes on for 6 days.
Perfect. Perfect.
Which is mostly just dirt, because it turns out shooting out a train window is just dirt. So who's late this week?
Oh, well, okay. So, fun story. You remember how years ago we were debating what flooring to get, and we found a local company that does bamboo flooring.
That we loved.
It looks great. And we decided to go with that. Put in the order, got ordered, took months to show up because it came on a boat, and did arrive in the warehouse several months ago now, and we're finally ready to install it. However, our contractor cannot get a hold of the guy to go pick it up.
We've already paid for it.
We've already paid for it. It should be already there. Literally can't get a hold of the guy. So our flooring is late, and tomorrow we will find out if it exists or not, or if we've picked new flooring. So that's fun.
I love that for us.
That's great. But yeah, they're literally ready to install the flooring in our unit, and they just don't have it. So
great.
Yeah.
And we've already paid for it. So like we might have to pick other flooring, and it's like a loss.
Also, as we've been sitting here recording this, my contractor has literally been texting me about the flooring.
Oh no.
So we'll see. Yeah.
Word of the week?
Paint?
It might be paint.
It might be paint. We've been thinking about paint a lot.
I've been thinking about tile more than I've been thinking about paint.
I think I've been thinking about paint more than tile.
Yeah.
Maybe we can split the difference here and make some decisions finally.
I'm about to let the cats make decisions.
I know.
We could just let them pick the color of our bedroom.
Put all our paint samples down and see what they run off with.
Yeah. We've been letting them evaluate the flooring samples.
It has been useful because we see how paw prints stick to marble now.
And also, some of the marble has ended up under the couch because they've been batting it.
Yeah. What we didn't know we needed to know?
Oh, apparently rectangles and squares are not the same when it comes to tile.
Yeah.
We didn't know that we needed to know about the trends in tile size.
Right. Apparently 12 by 12 tiles are out of fashion now, and that's why you can't find them.
And this isn't just from one person.
Yeah.
We've now heard this from 3 or 4 different people in the industry, specifically around tile, that it's just like squares, especially 12 by 12 squares, are completely out of vogue.
Yeah.
So didn't know I needed to know that. I assumed that like a tile is produced in a square forever.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's our update. We will, well, I guess this episode might not be over because we are going to go.
We may have a part 2
We may have a
of
part
this
2.
episode with our contractor.
Yeah, we're going to chat with our contractor tomorrow to hopefully narrow down some criteria and make these decisions a bit easier.
Well, thanks for watching, and until next time.
Don't play with triplex.